Hello and welcome back to Brands Hatch for the second time this week. It is Division 2 and 3 race night here at SimRace South Africa. And so we've got two races this evening. And my name is Jason Holden-Jones and I'm in the commentary booth with Mark Henebury. Welcome, Mark.
Hi, Jason. Thank you. Very happy to be here. I've been actually wanting to do this for a while, so today was the day.
Absolutely great to have you with us. And Basheer,
Great
we've
to
got
be a part.
you covering Division 3. Welcome.
That's right. Thanks.
And we are live streaming both Division 2 and 3 streams, so you can choose which one you want to watch on the SimRace South Africa YouTube channel, of course. And shout out to our YouTube live stream viewers streaming in. And we're watching Wesley Delport, who left the pit lane first and off to a flying lap already. And, pushing a bit too hard in this opening stage. We're trying to get the power down pretty early. Running a bit wide there.
That's a tricky one to get 100% correct.
Absolutely.
If there's anything to go by from Monday's race, tonight should be just as tight.
Absolutely, we had a fantastic race on Monday evening. Jason Usmeyer taking victory of that race. Kerry Crawford coming second, and third position completing the podium was Leslie Oliphant, and Basheer Jadwat, our co-commentator, came in fourth position. And, a really interesting race of strategy.
Yeah, good strategy by everyone. I think the Maserati strategy did them very well, leaving the pit stop to last and basically putting in no fuel and not changing tires. It was perfect for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw at Imola the track suiting the Porsche a bit better, and at Brands Hatch the Maserati. So
That's very live.
The Maserati definitely had an edge with the tires. The Porsche, once the tires were off, the edge was gone.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Division 3 of the racing Brands Hatch, simGT4. Just about to start qualifying now. Guys are on their outlaps. Should be a good one. We're joined by Jason Holden-Jones and Mark Henebury as well.
absolutely great to be in the Division 3 stream as well. As we try something a bit different, this evening, do a bit of cross streaming before the race gets underway a bit later.
We've got Rowan Smith, who managed to get out first, so he'll be the one leading the qualifying lap times. Let's see how it goes.
It's going to be very interesting to see the top 3 time differences between Division 2 and 3.
Unfortunately, Rowan made a mistake there just before he could start his lap, so he'll have to abandon that. We're right on board with Osman Bali starting his lap now.
Currently, Basheer, we've got Wesley Delport on pole position with a 30.925.
Oh, nice.
Who's in front in your stream?
There's no laps as yet. We've just begun the first laps of quali now. I think we're a bit behind yours time-wise.
Currently, Basheer, we've got Wesley Delport on pole position with a 30.925. Who's in front in your stream?
Wesley Delport, Division 2 already under 1 minute 31.
That's actually a pretty handy time around here, Mark.
With 8 minutes remaining, that's, yeah, he's pushing.
Absolutely. Looking good to Vit there, but behind
Wesley
at the
Delport,
moment.
Division 2 already under 1 minute 31.
That's actually a pretty handy time around here, Mark.
With 8 minutes remaining, that's, yeah, he's pushing.
Absolutely. Looking good to Vit there, but behind
Looks like
at
there's
the
actually
moment.
quite a few Porsches here in Division 2.
So we've got our first few laps coming in. Osman Vali is in the lead at the moment with a 132.8, followed by Nazim Edwards with a 134.7. Both of them
Looks
in
like there's
Maseratis.
actually quite a few Porsches here in Division 2.
Bash, I'm just wondering if you got your YouTube audio up or something. You're having sort of double play coming through for some reason.
I think it's because of the picture-in-picture there, Jason.
Is it?
I had to
Switch it
remove
off
that.
and,
Yeah.
Bash, I'm just wondering if you got your YouTube audio up or something. You're having sort of double play coming through for some reason. Is it? I mean, just switch it off then. Okay, so technical difficulties at the moment here, but because we were trying something different. But anyway, we'll iron those out as we progress. And, so we got.
Werner Heenop pops into P2 at the moment with a 133.2.
Okay, so technical difficulties at
On board
the
with the
moment
result
here,
at the
but
moment.
because we were trying
Porsche.
something different. But anyway, we'll iron those
He's
out.
up on his delta by a good 2 tenths.
Progress. So we got.
5, 6 tenths. Oh, he found a good line through there. Almost 8 tenths of a second.
We just had a new quickest time, 130.7.
Nice.
So far, once again, the Maserati is proving to be a mean beast. The Porsche difference, the time difference between the Maserati and the Porsche is already 1.4 seconds. New quickest time, 130.7.
So in Division 3,
So far, once again, the Maserati is proving to be a mean beast.
The M3. This
The
case,
Porsche difference,
driven
the
by
time difference between the
Peter Helmreich
Maserati and the Porsche is already
just a Bottas
1.4
for now.
seconds.
Unfortunately, Peter made a mistake, but he's sitting in 8th position with a 35.6. Right in the middle of the pack, so he's doing quite well with that slower vehicle for this round. Werner Heenop just goes pole now with a 132.4. Still 8 minutes left though, so let's see what the challenge is. Danny Muller's on the outlaw. This is also the outlaw.
It seems as like when I speak, I get 2 dots of audio coming through, so I'm not sure why at the moment. Just trying to work that out. So apologies to our audience.
Yeah, Bash sounds actually perfectly fine on my side.
Okay.
Maybe it's the
Like
stream,
when I speak,
just
I
the
get
stream.
2 dots of audio coming through, so I'm not sure why at the moment. Just trying to work that out.
Hugo de Wit is about to cross the line. 4 tenths up. Bash Let's see where this puts him. Puts him
fine
4th
on my
position.
Okay.
I'm on board with Brian Hill.
Hugo de
Almost
Wit
half
is
a
about to
second,
cross the
just over
line.
half a second
4
up
tenths
now.
up. Let's see where this puts him. Puts him 4th position. De Wit needs to take it easier, but he's got the pace, but pushing too hard. He was up 2 tenths after turn 2, but lost everything into, I think that was, yes, Graham Hill. Graham Hill bend, lost it all, unfortunately. Needs to take it easier, but he's got the pace, but pushing too hard. He was up 2 tenths after turn 2, but lost everything into, I think that was, yes, Graham Hill. Graham Hill bend, lost it all, unfortunately, there. Quade Claessen's on a very hot lap, up 2/10 from his already pole sitting lap time of 1:30.7. And he crosses the line 1:30.5, pole position on Division 2. That's quicker than the time I did on Monday. Oh no, Quade Claessen's on a very hot lap, up 2/10 from his already pole sitting lap time of 1:30.7. And he crosses the line 1:30.5, pole position on Division 2. That's quicker than the time I did on Monday. Oh no. China Boyson's on a lap, about to improve by 2/10. That last turn is not easy to get the power down. China Boyson's on a lap, about to improve by 2/10. And a Boyson up to 5th position. That last turn is not easy to get the power down. And a Boyson up to 5th position.
Let's see if that's better now. Feedback was. Why am I going to hear myself again?
Is that better?
I think so. Let's just wait a bit. Let's see if that's better now. No, I can hear myself again. Feedback was. Why am I going to hear myself again?
Is that better?
I think so. Let's just wait a bit.
So our top 3 are still in the pits. I think probably waiting for the gap before they go out again. As I said, Edwards comes up the pits. So he's on a lap.
Just not enough for Wesley Delport. 1:30.7, 2/10 behind Quade Claessen, who's still sitting in pole.
What car is Quade in?
He is in the Maserati. Just not enough for Wesley Delport. 1:30.7, 2/10 behind Quade Claessen, who's still sitting in pole.
No. I'm losing it in this. Quite a blind right.
He is in the Maserati. So we're running into overtime at the moment. Top 5 in the pits, so it looks like they've given up on putting laps in. And the order looks like pole position, Quade Claessen's with a 1:30.516. Very, very good time, I think, for Division 2 race. In second position, Wesley Delport with overtime at the moment. Oh, he's 2/10 up.
Top 5 in the pits, so it looks like they've given up on putting laps in.
Yeah, in third position, like
pole position,
Quade Claessen's with a 1:30.516. I need to readjust. Very good time, I think, for Division 2 race. In second position, Wesley Delport with a... Oh, he's 2/10 up. My timing's gone all funny here. I can't see the times. Yeah, in third position, T. Haynes. Let's change my timing. I need to readjust, yeah.
Great job, man. Jason, you say those BMWs are around 4 seconds a lap slower than...
It's actually pretty impressive. That's very impressive. That shows you those cars in the 90s were good. So our first GT4 car in the Division 2 is Hugo de Wit in 4th position with the 131.7. Were good. So the Maseratis, once again, I think they're really suited to this track. So our first GT4 car in the Division 2 is Hugo de Wit in 4th position with the 131.7. So the Maseratis, once again, I think they're really suited to this track.
Type of
Yeah.
car, rather than maximizing the speeds through the corners. I'm on board with Devon Lisher. Oh, as I said, that commentator's cursing goes off. He was about half a second up in his best lap. Fortunately, it's meant off there.
Okay, I think I'm back, and hopefully I've sorted out the problem. Let's just wait a moment. Anyway, thank you, Mark, for taking over there. And quali is over, and we will go into the race session in around 50 seconds time.
I've still got 30 seconds of quali left, so I'll join you, or you guys will join me, I think, after your race is finished, since you will finish before me.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's do that.
I'm gonna join the other channel.
Okay, great. Have a great race, Bash.
You guys as well. Enjoy.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you.
And, while we wait for the formation lap to get underway, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Jason. We are about to start race in Division 2 and we are lights out. We are going.
Absolutely. Off we go to start this Division 2 race here at Brands Hatch Quake Class. Good start there. Delport right with him. And de Wit there in the Porsche also looking dangerous. The Porsche, of course, a bit stronger down the straights. And as we see,
too hard there.
running wide. And
on the inside, he's got backed out. Very good start there by Wesley Delport.
Absolutely. We've got,
on the inside, that was Timothy Hayes. On the inside, has taken second position.
Yeah, help Delport trying to come back at him, but not quite able to do anything about that. So Timothy Haynes looking strong here and looking to get on with it and go after Quay Claessens. Claessens normally a Division 1 driver. So. Timothy Haynes is going to
Right.
run on Claessen's now. He's looking on the outside. They'll be brave. Claessen's
Whoa,
squeezes him.
that's close.
And
Very, very close.
De Wit all over Delport. So frantic start here in the Division 2 race. Got the Maserati of Haynes. Just I think Poisson just came
Because
across him.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
Louis Jacobs gone off, lost a lot of positions.
So I think it was Janu Poisson, Mark. Oh, some action in the background too.
Yes, sorry. my
Sander
apologies.
Klingen also involved there. So the two ZDA Porsches are falling back, unfortunately. But back to the front now. Claessen starting to edge away from Haynes. And Delport looking to come back at Haynes as well. De Wit's falling back quite a margin. JP Paul now has put a move on Morris Mayer. So those two Porsches swapping positions for 7th and 8th position. So very close here down the back straight, Mark.
Yes, everyone's racing very, very hard, not wasting any time to get on with it. And it's nice to see the first opening laps, no incidents and just clean racing.
Mark, you drove the Porsche in the Division 1 race. Did you find the Porsche's tyres come in a bit quicker than the Maseratis during the opening stages?
Yes, yeah, no, the tyres came to temp very quickly. I never had an issue with that. I'd say half a lap and they were ready to give you a time. But the problem with that is by the end of a stint, because we had to pit to change tyres, they were gone. The edge of the performance of the car was just, there was just nowhere there.
Okay. So that's very interesting. This is something I also picked up in the race as well. The Porsche looked pretty quick in the opening stages and sort of fell away towards the end.
Yes, yeah. But what was nice with the Maseratis that didn't change tyres is I found you could catch them very quickly towards the end of the race because they were really dropping off, I'm sure, by about lap 55.
We're watching Daniel Haynes. Of course, we've got two Haynes in this race, Timothy and Daniel. And Daniel's in 4th position. We're watching him now. And just keeping ahead of Scott Pinot in 5th position. Let's go look at the Louis Jacobs Raymond Duggan battle for 9th and 10th position. M2 Racing leading. Black Widow, I think that is, yes. And we've got better for 2nd here. Delport's right with Haynes once again. Timothy Haynes. Oh, and Delport's made a bit of a mistake there. Huge drift there. Wow, he hung on to that well.
Very well done. That's the 2nd time he's got into a position like that. Must be careful, you know. Also with these tyres, you think they're hard and they can take a bit of abuse, but that's not the case. I found you had to nurse these just like a soft if you wanted it to last.
We saw him and Duggan here. Let's put a move on Jonathan Paul. Paul's actually fallen backwards, I think, a couple of positions. So, there's two cars now behind Louis Jacobs in the Maserati. Again, apologies for those technical difficulties throughout qualifying, but eventually got it sorted out. And I was trying a fancy picture-in-picture feature in the stream, but unfortunately the audio was coming through even when it was switched off, so that's how it goes sometimes. But it is Synergy Spartan. Synergy Spartan, Maserati Quake Larson's leading the way. But he's not having it all his ways, Quake Larson's. He's often a Division 1 driver, is Quake, but he's got Timothy
he must
Haynes.
have a few question marks on his head right now.
Absolutely. In fact, it's Timothy Haynes' I think his debut race at SimRace South Africa, so that's very impressive.
Very good performance.
Yeah, and great to see new talent join SimRace South Africa, Mark. Yeah.
Yeah, no, look, the last, I'd say since 2017.2 onwards, been a lot of new interest, which is great to see.
Absolutely. And I'm happy to have received my 72nd entrance this evening. So that's form just coming through. So it's massive growth here at SimRace South Africa.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's making me rethink how I'm going to run next season as well. So.
And for a driver like myself, I must say, what's interesting with the new guys is just because they're new, I'm finding just because they're new doesn't mean that they're not going to be there at the top already.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, look at the likes of the Devon and them. Who's else?
Absolutely.
Well,
and we had Christopher
Gerrit,
Langerveld coming through.
Gerrit went away and came back.
Absolutely. And the likes of Christopher Langerveld only a couple of seasons ago came through. And he's at the top. And that's how the division qualifying works, that new talent coming through can immediately get to the top if they're good enough, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah. And I love seeing that too, because I love the extra challenge. Always love a challenge.
Absolutely.
Timothy Haynes still half a second behind Quade Claessens.
Delport's catching up again, but he's a bit error prone at the moment, so just needs to get his consistency in check and he'll be back up the front already.
A bit of a mistake there by Timothy Haynes, running too much of the inside.
Let's go on board with Wesley Delport in the red line racing. Maserati. As you said, really, Mark, this corner is very tricky to get right. And you'll see some drivers using a wider line, some cut the apex a bit earlier, but it's all about getting the drive up this hill and down this back straight.
Yeah, it's all with your style, how you like to do it.
And Raymond Duggan has passed Louis Jacobs for 8th position. That Black Widow Porsche looking strong. We'll go after De Wit, who's fallen back to 7th position. We're in fact running 2 classes in the Division 3 race. We've got the GT4 class, of course, but then we've also got the BMW M3 E30 DTM class, also with I think 5 cars on track there. So that'll be interesting to watch after this one, to see how they got on with the GT4 cars.
Definitely, in my opinion, one of the best classes, those 90s DTM.
Yes, absolutely.
The 2016 simHTC season was, for me, the best so far.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, it was difficult. I'd say that more difficult than any of these modern cars, but I mean, manual gearbox with a clutch, can't beat that.
Yeah, in those days we were doing sort of delayed broadcasts, sort of recording the replays afterwards and doing commentary afterwards. And
yeah,
so I was able to race myself, and I remember having an absolute humdinger with Jonathan Machatsi at Imola. And I think we were battling over 2nd or 3rd position or something. We were passing each other on the outside and the inside, and it was absolutely magical.
Wow.
And
great memories.
Yeah, absolutely. Many others had some great battles there as well. Yeah, perhaps we'll see that class back in action in the future.
Oh, definitely.
See
There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely. Delport's right with Haynes now. He's actually got the run on him. And, but Haynes has got the inside line. And of course our race leader, Quake Classes, want these two to squabble between themselves so he can get away at the front. So it's working nicely.
Great. I think he had to slack off there.
But I think suddenly Wesley Jadwat's finding his way with this car now. It's 9 laps in. Moving very quick. He just needs to stop making mistakes, and he'll be challenging Claessens for the win just now if he keeps this up.
And I'm pretty sure Quade Claessens is happy to see this, because now he's able to get away. These two guys are slowing themselves down with the battle, but yeah. So he's very happy, I'm sure.
In the Division 3 race, we've got Werner, Heenop leading the way ahead of Edwards and Valley. So there's your top 3 in Division 3. And Heenop enjoying a 3.5 second lead already. But back to this race now. And Haynes is trying to put some real estate between himself and Dalport. Let's go up to the David-Duggan battle. Hugo David has got...
There's a little bit of damage on that car now.
Yeah, this is looking a bit second hand, isn't it?
And from my viewpoint, that front hood is open.
Yeah, same here. Oh, and Duggan had a cheeky look up the inside, but that's enabled Louis Jacobs to join the party now, just to make it a 3-way for 7th position. Oh, a mistake there by Duggan. Oh, big slide there for Duggan. Here comes Jacobs, going on the outside. No, but the Porsche is going to use its grunt to stay ahead for the moment. Oh, mistake there from Duggan. Jacobs right with him now. I think he actually had to break and get out of it. Yeah.
It's going in a bit too fast now.
Mistake there by Jacobs is lost out and is falling back into the clutches of Jonathan JP Paul.
In the short time Mr. Paul's been here, he's actually improved quite a bit.
Absolutely.
That's all it is. You want to
these
get
two have
any...
come together for second and third.
Wesley Dalport
and
Timothy Haynes
to rejoin safely. But that's working exactly Quake Claessen's favour. Suddenly he's leading by 10 seconds, but Dalport's stuck there for the moment. He's right there on the apex, unfortunately. He's going to have to wait.
That's tragic for him.
He's done well not to involve anybody else, but he's dropped right down to 10th position. And it will be 11th as Ines Botma sneaks through.
He's got a lot of work ahead of him now.
Absolutely. And suddenly Quake Claessens is enjoying a 10-second lead. That's how quickly it can change in sim racing. And, we've got Haynes 2 and 3. Daniel ahead of Timothy. So Timothy is falling back behind his brother, as far as I understand.
That's a great looking car, I must say.
Absolutely. And, that's a great local business sponsorship on that car as well.
Looks like they're about to go side by side.
They're swapping positions here. It looked a bit too easy for me, Mark. Scott Pino also doing a bit up into 4th position now.
That would have been interesting to see that incident. What happened there?
Absolutely. If only we had a replay function. The battle for 6th position is still underway. David still leading the train.
Yeah, shame. He's very hard, and those tires are going to wear out a lot quicker than any other car on the track right now.
May also looking better up into 5th position now. So Duggan right with Jadwat. Let's go around him, looking up the inside, but perhaps wisely opting out of it. On board with Raymond Duggan. Jadwat very late on the brakes there. Actually pulls a margin on Duggan. See if you watch Duggan's steering inputs there, far too much side-to-side action mid-corner, and it's actually unsettling the car for Raymond, and that's something that needs to be eventually tuned out of his driving style to stop unsettling the car mid-apex. It's quite interesting to see everyone's different driving styles. It's incredible how everybody approaches the corner in a different way.
Yeah, that's a very fascinating thing to watch, the onboards. Some are smooth, some like it wild.
And a good way to train yourself is to approach the corner and go, I'm only going to move the steering wheel in one direction, and keep trying to do it that way, and eventually sort of stop that bad habit of moving left to right. I do that as well. And I've been working on it for a long time, trying to stop myself from doing it, and it's not as easy as it sounds.
Yeah, it's something to perfect, and it takes time, a lot of practice hours.
Absolutely.
I mean, myself, I'm actually about to hit 2,000 hours now.
Wow.
Which is madness.
Wow.
Yeah, on the AC. I mean, if I go look at the Steam profile.
Dalport now in recovery, trying to find a way past Inner Spotma. Oh, and upwards. Oh, what happened? Was the car? I think there was contact. Yeah, Dalport is going to wait for him.
He's going to lose even more positions.
Unfortunately.
That's silly.
That's how it goes sometimes. Unfortunately, Botman's ended up in the wall.
Especially that turn one, sometimes you can misjudge. Oh, Wesley Dalport's left the server.
Yeah.
From that incident. Oh, no.
So, that's how it goes sometimes. Botman just struggling from overheated tyres now from a massive slide. But he's recovering from 12th position.
Yeah, that turn one is very difficult to judge sometimes if you're driving behind a slightly slower car. Because all that's on his mind, I'm sure, was just to get moving. Needs to make positions. You have John McKay right behind Jonah Boyson. John McKay car looking very nice.
Absolutely one of the best looking liveries that I've seen for a long time. And these two improving all the time for ZDF Racing. Zooming extremely fast. What's an interesting team name?
That is very interesting, very original.
Absolutely. And accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, they're going to have a lot to discuss after this race. Running two cars here, same team, looking very good. Interesting choice, the Porsche. Because that's definitely not the easiest car to master and get the quickest time from.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Needs a bit of delicacy in the driving. Not to say these guys aren't, but yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the Devitt battle with Duggan. These two have moved away from Jacobs to some extent. Unfortunately for us, the field pretty spread out already on lap 16 of 60. Big look there from Duggan. Oh, they make slight contact. Oh, and around goes Duggan. So Devitt still stays.
This has at least brought Louis Jacobs all the way up here with Hugo Devitt.
Yeah.
Actually having a very good race so far, Louis Jacobs.
Going born with Louis Jacobs. Much better drive through that corner. Looks to the inside. Oh, he's trying to force Devitt into a mistake, but Devitt's having nothing of it. Shuts the door. Jacobs unfortunately lost a bit of ground. Let's see what he can do through here.
Yeah, this is the corner where the Maserati seems to have the edge. It can just zoom in there. Very good by Louis Jacobs. This is the surprising thing here. The Porsche doesn't really get away, and I actually experienced that in the race. It didn't really get away from these Maseratis on the straights.
Okay.
And because they could put the power down, I found they could put the power down earlier, because if you put it too early down with the Porsche, it wants to run wide and run you off. Yeah, on a straight, if you put the power down early, I mean, you know, that's it. They're gonna be in front.
Yeah. Yeah, perhaps the straights are not long enough for the Porsche to stretch his legs. I've got to do someone in
Yeah,
that.
that's definitely the case. But there's far less of a difference between these two cars than any two cars in GT3, I'd say.
Okay.
GT3, you can feel.
Yeah. Okay, now we're going to go and have a look at the Mayer Pinot battle. This one is hotting up nicely. This is over 4th position. Oh, but it was slide there from Pinot. Oh, just as I join to watch, he makes a mistake. So you'll notice that, Mark, the commentator's curse is a real thing.
It's real.
You will give your first curse soon enough. But for now,
Unfortunately, after watching a stream, I saw I was a victim of one of those.
oh, okay. I'm not sure. Not only once either.
Yeah. And it probably was Road America.
Could be.
Skalpina on 4th position, having a brilliant race so far. Where did he qualify?
It's a good question. We're gonna have to go back sometime and have a look.
He's had a tremendous
Quite
race
a bit
so far.
further down, I think. Yeah, you're right, Mark. I was too busy trying to find out where the second bit of audio is coming from.
Yeah, I think we all had a bit of teething issues tonight.
Absolutely.
So I was trying to rearrange my apps so I could see things. Not everything was displaying.
And running 2 streams at the same time also has its own demands. So,
Yeah.
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 But we'll iron it all out as we're going through a few growing pains here at SimRace South Africa. So, but that's a good problem to have. I'll take that.
Great problem to have.
But Pienaar for the moment showing Maurice Meyer clean driving here, keeping ahead of him. And Meyer not able to get any closer. So everybody, if you're watching this and you want to get involved in the racing at SimRace South Africa, you're very welcome to do so. We're only in the sort of the second set of 5 sets of the season, as it were. And you can visit our website at simracesa.co.za. Click on the Esports Leagues tab, and the sign up form is there for you to fill out, and it will come through me by email, and I will get back to you as soon as possible with the following steps to take to get out on track and have some good racing action. So Pienaar now moving away from May at quite a steady rate. He's gone.
Yeah, he's getting back in the groove. Trying to get away, just relax, put a consistent lap in. Whoa.
Klaas is now away at the front, almost leading by 12 seconds. And he's coming up to a bit of traffic already. I think it's Zander Klingen in front. Yes, it is. And the Black
Timothy
Widow
Hayes
drivers.
is doing very well then, if Claasen's is only 12 seconds ahead.
Yes, and I think in fact that gap's coming down quite a bit, isn't it?
Yes, if it carries on the way it is, may have a battle on our hands towards the end of the race. And it's going to be very interesting to see every driver's, or teams I should say, what their strategy is going to be. So far we've had no pits, right?
No, not so far.
Great. So it's interesting, going to be interesting to see who's going to carry on, take a bit of note from Monday's race, or I think we're going to probably see most of the Porsches come in from lap 30, probably lap 28 onwards.
Could be, of course, we saw the RP Maker base riders go right towards the end. I think 4 or 5 laps before the end, coming to just do a quick stop and go.
Yeah, that was a big surprise to a lot of people, I'm sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Looking a little roughed up.
We've got Louis Jacobs suddenly down in 9th position. So he's lost out to Duggan and now JP Paul. So looks like a bit of an error by Jacobs.
JP Paul up another position to 8th. Moving up the race. That's brilliant.
Jadwat and Duggan again together. Doesn't seem to have enough. Get enough of each other.
Yep.
Duggan's gonna run you and Jadwat dives to the inside. Can he make it stick? No, upside of it.
So at the moment, the gap between first and second place is still around 12 seconds. So at the moment, it's being maintained. Gap back to third position from Timothy Hayes in second is another 6.7 seconds. So in total, there's about 20-second gap between position 1 and 3.
Interesting to see Duggan and Jadwat battling each other. They seem to be very quick on different parts of the circuit. Sort of slow on one part is Duggan, but Jadwat's quick on that part, and then they swap around in the next corner. A very entertaining battle this has been.
Shows you the different driving styles and where the strengths and weaknesses are.
Absolutely. You see Jadwat there, sort of a wider line cutting in, and then Duggan sort of more cuts the apex a bit earlier, coming in from the middle of the circuit. Yet they seem to end up with a very similar lap time.
Both starting to make slight mistakes.
Yeah. So we've got Damian Manley in for the first of our pit stops. He's in 15th now. Not sure if that's scheduled or we've got a problem. It could be scheduled. 24 out of 60 laps. Of course, he's going to rejoin in 15th position.
So our first pit stop, the end of the beginning of lap 24 for Damian Manley of Talk Dirty Racing. Also one of the local Port Elizabeth teams. It's nice to see a few drivers coming from PE lately.
Yeah, there should be many from Port Elizabeth, including myself and yourself.
Yep, and me. That's what I mentioned.
Absolutely, yeah. So, yeah, no, apologies to Damian Manning, Talk Dirty Racing. I see Damian's skin is not coming through for whatever reason. And I'll definitely have a look
Very
at
big
that
pit.
for the next
looks
round.
so good.
Yeah,
it looks good.
Absolutely, I saw Halkett's skin and looked amazing. So apologies to the team. I'll see what's going on there. It's been quite a mission getting all the server configured for each round, especially when you have 3 divisions and you're looking at a screen with 70 drivers. It's
wow.
But yeah, so
that's a record-breaking sign-up.
Yeah,
numbers.
absolutely. Yeah. So, but we'll certainly get the skins right for the season.
Well, I think with, like you say, the amount of drivers and the amount of effort needed to get this right, I think you've done a stunning job already.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. So yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to get some races going over the years and receive some fantastic help from a lot of people in the community, like yourself, Mark, helping commentating this evening, and many other commentators as well, like James, Gabriel, Werner, Heenop, and many others, and absolutely some help with the servers as well. From Amrishin and Kevin Lawrence, and yeah, it's been fantastic to build this what we've got here, and yeah, it looks like it's going to continue and grow even further.
Definitely with that amount of sound-ups. Wow.
So Claessen's now is pulled away to 21-second lead. It was 12 seconds.
Must have happened there with Timothy.
Two Haynes drivers came together. The Algor Racing team drivers there coming together or something, but they've dropped 12 seconds to this man Claessen's, who's well in command of this race.
I don't think there's going to be any stopping Quaid from taking first position here. He's just got to relax, take it easy, be consistent. I think his times already are brilliant. He's in the low 131s for race pace, which is brilliant. That was similar times to some of the leaders on Monday.
Yeah, looks like that. Yeah, so the Fit's still ahead of Duggan. These two having a great battle. We're not even halfway through yet.
Also, if there's anything to go by Monday, I think they are both looking forward to their pit stops for some fresh rubber.
And a bit of a breather as well.
Oh, almost a huge crash there for Duggan. Lucky enough to catch that. Got the rear wheels on the curb.
As Damien Manley moves aside nicely. Respecting those blue flags.
Got a bit of damage on his car, unfortunately. That error now has put Duggan 1.5 seconds behind of it. An error like that in a situation like that in the time can actually be a little bit demotivating. You just got to pick yourself up, say, right, work the time, get the time back. Next thing you know, you'll be there. Gap has already come down by 0.2, 1.3 seconds behind, and dropping 1.2 seconds behind. So Duggan got a great drive out of that last turn.
No mistake there by Duggan. He did very well not to land sideways.
Did very well, but unfortunately lost 0.3.
Say that Jadwat also just made an error, and Cap coming down quickly under second, under 0.8, now 7 tenths of a second.
Okay. Both drivers in the mid 132s for lap times.
Two Ogo Racing Maseratis right
Here we
together.
go, side by side. Timothy Haynes takes position again. Both cars looking very scruffy. Must have had a few run-ins.
So we did. But Classes extended his lead again to 26 seconds.
The man's on fire. He has something to prove. It's interesting to see, seen as both Haynes drivers are having a battle. Lap time difference is almost 1.5 seconds between Claessens and second and third. So the more the battle, further Claessens gets away. Lap 29, and we still only had one pit, right?
Yeah, so far it was Manley in 15th. And these two together once again. Oh, down at the inside, isn't quite worked out. But Duggan's ahead of David, so that move coming off camera.
Patience, and that he was rewarded.
But he's got it done yet. A lot of this is a waiting game, as you know, Mark. Just waiting for the right opportunity.
That's it. Especially with the season predominantly endurance races.
Yes.
You can't be a bit too hasty. You got to take it easy, wait for the right moment, like you say, and then you take it. So far, Duggan's run away from De Wit 1 second. The gap getting bigger ever so slowly, but it's getting there. 1.1 seconds now. Duggan wants 6th, he wants 5th, he wants to get moving. Yeah, he's on a run. We should go look at the battle for second. Still.
Mayer is ahead of Pinot now, so it looks like Pinot's made a mistake. Judging by how fast that gap increased, De Wit into the pits now. So bang on in the middle for De Wit.
To De Wit, our second pit, and pity we didn't see him come in and actually see what he did. Yeah. Interesting to see whether he changed tires or not, because I'm pretty sure he would have.
So of course, he's still fighting Duggan for 6th position, so he decided to come in a bit earlier. Hopefully, get the undercut on Duggan. We've got one of the Algo racing cars coming in. That is Timothy Haynes. See what he opts to do. He stops the car. It looks like he's taking tires, perhaps fuel. Because of the danger.
Yeah,
we saw this in Division 1 race. If you stop too early and drop back into traffic, that could also slow you down.
Then you've got a problem, yes.
Yeah.
I tried to stay out as long as possible. But at the end of lap 31, you just had to come in. Timothy Haynes come out at lap 31, the end of 31, so he's done pretty well. And that was definitely a fuel and tire stop.
So De Witt has rejoined. It's not a bad space. He's got a bit of free air. He's quite resty. The Claessen's ahead of him, but a lap down. So it's gone too badly for De Witt so far. But as you say, Mark, we don't know if he changed tyres or not. So that's a question mark.
Would have been interesting to see.
But I would imagine he would have done so using the Porsche.
And it's actually quite strange to see not that many cars have come into the pits around this lap.
Yeah, perhaps trying to imitate what was done in the Division 1 race. But as we know, the Porsche's not so good on its tyres here when compared to the Maserati.
Now explain to me, Jason, and explain to me and everyone listening, with Division 2 now in the top 3,
yes,
or whatever position, do they generate points, and does it go onto the championship calendar?
Yes, we have points that start at 50 points, and I think it's second 47, third 45, and it's 44 to the end. And yeah, so in Division 1 we normally have about 20 drivers, so they'll take up the first 20 bit of points, and the next 20 will go to Division 2, and then the rest will go to Division 3. So it sort of filters right down. Yeah, I
see. So even if you're in Division 2, you're still contributing to your championship points.
Absolutely, yes.
No, that's great.
And of course, this is the top 3 from the Division 2 race go straight to the round 3 GT4 Division 1 race next time around as well. And the same for the top 3 in Division 3. They'll go to Division 2 for GT4 in the next set as well. So that's how it works. So there's an element of progression racing. That's in South Africa. And you can improve as you improve, yeah.
Always something to keep you motivated to do better.
There we go. That was the general idea. So we got Daniel Haynes now into second. He's racing his brother Timothy Haynes. I understand to you, brothers. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But so Daniel Haynes comes in. Tia rejoins.
What would their team name be? Because I don't see it on my sheet that I've got in front of me.
Yeah, their new team. It's Auger Racing. AUGNER, if I'm not mistaken. AUGER. Okay.
The name at the back. Okay.
There we go.
On the back bumper, they've got the name. I see.
That's it. Jonathan Paul also into the pits now. Looks like fuel and tires for him too.
I'm sure we would see most of the Porsches come in. They would be mad to continue going on with the tires. They should be off by now.
And Timothy Haynes has pulled the gap to Daniel Haynes. They gap around 5 seconds after the pit stop phase.
And it looks like Timothy Hayes also repaired the damage to the car.
Which is a good thing to do in a set of courses, because it doesn't take much time at all.
Yeah. Unlike our grand old friend RF2.
Well, that's a different ball game altogether.
Altogether.
Unfortunately for us, the field is pretty evenly spread out for the moment. And let's see if it budges up before race end, hopefully for us.
It does look like there's a battle for 9th. Well, not the battle, Bottas is 2 seconds behind. Sorry, my apologies.
Okay, it's slowly coming down. Yes, so we complete round 2 of the GT4 series this evening with the Division 2 and 3 races, and then we get started with the hot lap division qualifying for the simGP series from tomorrow already. So always plenty of action at Sim South Africa. And the hot lap division qualifying spans 4 days until Sunday midnight. And yeah, there's lap times then qualify each driver to fit in a certain division. So last round in the GB series we had 2 divisions, and I think we'll have 2 divisions again for round 2 at Silverstone. And great to get the DRS rules working in the GP series as well. And we had a bit of issue with the DRS system in round 1, but we've got it. We think we've got it all ironed out for round 2. And, Ryan Hill coming up with making a brilliant app for us to keep track on who is using DRS a bit too liberally. It's let's just say that. What now with a mistake? A lot of understeer with that Porsche. It does well not to put it into the wall.
Jason, do you have any information on what's happening in Division 3?
Yes, I can check. Just let me have a look here. So we got Osman Fali leading the way. That's very interesting.
Wow, that's interesting.
Naseem Edwards and Chad Cook. Chad Cook having a fantastic run in 3rd position.
That's brilliant.
But Peter Vence, I'm actually quite surprised to see him on the server, because yeah, I don't think he was going to race this evening. But anyways, he's in 4th position. Then former race leader Werner Heenop currently in 5th position. So,
oh, something must have happened then.
Yeah, I think Heenop was involved in a massive sort of a big accident in turn 1. It looked like.
Oh gosh.
And T-burned another car. There's across the circuit.
Do you perhaps know how many drivers there are there?
Yeah, there were 20. There are now 18 on racing.
Oh wow! So still half.
Absolutely.
Oh, Otmar's gone off into the wall again.
Yeah.
Getting it too hasty, using too much power out of the turn.
Got Morris Mann also into the pits from 4th position. But I want to see what happens when Duggan comes in, how he comes out in relation to De Wit. Of course, those two were fighting over, I think it was 3rd or 4th position to start. Yeah, so and also interesting Division 3, I see the classic E30 M3 doing very well against the GT4 cars, so it's interesting.
What position is the first BMW?
The first position, BMW is in 12th position.
Out of 18, that is absolutely brilliant.
That's
and who is
amazing.
that driven by?
Devon Lisher.
Oh, brilliant. There's the talent right there.
Long time big
one of our
BMW
new drivers,
fan.
and oh, then the passion to drive, it's there.
There we go.
New driver showing a lot of talent. Very good.
Botman now comes in, no doubt to do some repair work.
Has he already come into the pits?
Somebody's left the server as well. I can't see who that was. We're now down to 14 drivers, I think.
The field at the moment very, very spread out. 54 seconds between Pienaar and Klaassen.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. And Klaassen's, I think, he's just being very consistent and moving away. The other drivers
let's go on to his
mistakes.
car and see the lap time he's done.
As we see John McKay leave the server as well.
132. Okay. And unfortunately, we did not witness his pit stop, so we don't know whether these tyres are new or old.
So down to 14 runners here in the Division 2 race. We started with 16, so we're 2 down. And unfortunately, no battles to speak about at the moment. Okay, McKay's back on the server, great to see. So he wants to get back out there, showing a lot of character, is McKay.
That's the way you do it. That's the only way to do it. If you have a disconnect, a bad accident, it's never good to just quit.
Absolutely. I mean, so if you quit, you're doing yourself a disservice too. All you're doing, you've done all your preparation, everything. You might as well you owe it yourself to get to the end at least.
That's it. Unless you've done a strategic calculation on your championship points to miss a race, it's never good to have a DNF.
Yeah.
Rather, you have last position or second last than DNF.
Absolutely.
Unless you can't control it. If your net goes down for the whole race, then you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah.
Real drivers have to put up with pistons and valves. We got to put up with stable internet connections.
Yeah, or unstable internet connections.
Yeah, all
Now
that.
this is what I wanted to see now. Raymond Duggan's coming to do his pit stop. Now where is Hugo de Witt in relation? He is, yeah, it's quite a far way.
Quite a far way, very
it's gonna
far
be
stop.
quite tight.
I think Duggan's got this one.
What's Duggan doing? He's still in the pits.
He's going to pull out very shortly.
Duggan's still
Oh
in the
wow,
pits.
still
Where's
there.
De Witt?
Wonder what he's doing.
It's
He's
gonna be
obviously
close, I
repairing
think.
the car. He's
Okay,
repairing the car for definite.
Forgotten to do his John McKay again leaving the server. I think line issues there for John McKay in the ZDF team, but a mistake there. Oh, Duggan's left. Yeah, Duggan's left as well in Commander. That's 6th position for the moment. He rejoins ahead of Louis Jacobs in 7th, and here comes Hugo de Witt.
Unfortunately, there 10 to 11 second gap between Duggan and de Witt.
So there's our star battle for the race over, unfortunately. Let's see if they close up again.
It'd be very interesting to see now from this point in the race who's going to gain on who.
Let's see in Division 3, Heenop are now up into 3rd position. He's a good 35 seconds behind Edwards. So it's quite a tall order for just 20 laps remaining.
Great stuff to work up to 3rd though.
Osman Feli still leading the way.
What is the gap between 1st and 2nd?
35 seconds. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
quite a margin.
Sounds like Osman's got that one in the bag if he doesn't make a mistake.
Yeah.
Gap down now to 5 seconds.
That is between...
Is that not Duggan and David?
Duggan and David. Yes, the gap is coming down quite significantly. David's chasing down Jacobs pretty quickly, and in turn Duggan as well.
The racecraft tonight has been very good on a high level.
I think so, yes.
Yeah. But it would be very interesting to know regarding that incident with Wesley Delport. What happened there?
Yes, yeah. Glasses just put a lap there on, I think it's Maurice Meyer, 5th position. So Claessens is dominating this race, a full minute ahead of Pienaar. I think Pienaar still needs to do a pit stop if I'm correct. Really pushing the tyres on that Porsche.
Gap between Duggan and David starting to increase slightly, almost 6 seconds now. Has Schalk Pienaar had his pit stop already?
I don't think so. If he has, then that's very impressive. But I highly doubt it. And he's doing very well, pushing the tires of the Porsche so late.
That is, yeah, I can't imagine that. 44 laps in, and you're on the same set of tires. And he's doing a 133. He's doing high 33s.
Let's see if he comes in now. No, he's staying out. I think he's pretty happy for the moment.
That car must have felt very heavy during the opening laps of this race.
Leandro Sparks asking for the race pace of the first Porker, but I think you've just answered that question, Mark. And looking to improve on his Delta as well, so plenty of pace in that Porsche. I think, as you say, the fuel level coming down now. Making the car a bit lighter.
It's very interesting. There were certain laps with this car where you hit tire wear and fuel, how can I say, you hit a certain sweet spot, and it was that part of the stint where you're getting the quicker laps, because it wasn't the beginning and it wasn't the end. It was somewhere 3/4 in. Very interesting.
Okay. Maybe something to do with the weight distribution.
Yeah.
Just hitting the right spot.
I've personally never liked the feel of a heavy car. I'm sure that's what everybody feels, but I'd rather deal with worn tires, to be honest.
It's pretty universal, yeah. Malcolm, let's congratulate you on becoming part of Ghostworks. That's quite something for you.
Thank you very much. Yes, I was quite stoked when they asked me to join.
Sure, a great team that is. And
Yes, lot of fast drivers, mind-blowing lap times, and we all get along so well, which is a big plus.
absolutely.
And with the latest sponsor coming on board, it's very exciting times ahead.
So Scott Pina, yeah, currently second, just 3/10 down his best after time for the moment. And yes, we've seen Ghostworks sponsored by Attack Shack, and absolutely fantastic esports lounge in Claremont, Cape Town, and really coming on board for the Ghostworks outfit, and fantastic to see sort of support coming through for sim racing, and the team starting to be recognized now and supported.
It shows the huge potential of esports that is growing in South Africa.
Yeah, absolutely. It's sort of part of the vision that I have as well when I started this, and sort of seeing things to start happening now, which is very, very satisfying. And let's see how things grow from here on out.
Pino now 66 seconds behind Claessen's. Going to be interesting to see whether he will actually be lapped.
Yes, he's good. What, 30 seconds away from being lapped?
Because
yeah,
if there's a 2-second difference in lap times, which at
okay.
the current moment is, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it could be that as well. Especially if Pino's tires start going off even more.
And he hasn't made a pit yet. He will definitely be lapped then.
Maybe the stop and go in a bit of a splash and dash. Perhaps he's racing Mayer for 5th position is the idea.
What will really be interesting to see is whether he's going to lap the Haynes brothers. Because if he can do that, then he's lapped the whole field.
Mistake for
Bit of a
Pino.
mistake.
Yeah, his tires really starting to give up now.
Well, okay, still on. Yeah, Haynes brothers starting to catch.
They're only 3 seconds away from Pino. But of course, Pino still has to do a pit stop, so it's pretty much in the bag. Could be a double podium here for Argu Racing.
Yeah, if Pino's thought this out properly, he should come out the pits ahead of Mayer.
Yeah, I think he's racing Mayer is the idea. Walker into the pits
And
now.
then it's still 9 seconds behind Mayer to 6th with Duggan. So definitely showing the performance differences per driver.
Pino has come in.
Sculpin is out.
Yeah.
He did a very quick stop there.
In fact, he's beaten Mayer by quite a margin.
There we go.
But let's see if, yeah, we don't know if Bayer took tyres in his stop, and if he did, then he's going to be right with Heenop before the finish. Surely. Oh, big slide here for race leader. Wow, he did very well. Slide.
Quaid, has he come in or not?
No, I don't think so.
Yes, I don't think so as well. I think that's why the gap is the way it is.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. But still, he should easily do a pit stop now and be out in front of Timothy Hens.
His tyres are definitely dropping off.
And have a cup of coffee and he'll be in front.
Yeah, yes. But his tyres are definitely wearing out. He's doing mid 132s now, which is probably a second off the potential pace, or the pace that he has been doing. It's actually more than a second.
Stays out.
So fourth place, Sculpina is lapped someone.
Yeah, that is Robert Walker, I think. Yes, that's Walker.
Walker in 12th position.
Black Widow, and he's got Resty the Quake Clarson's coming up behind him.
Oh, that's funny. At the back of his car. It says at the top, send nudes.
Oh,
someone's
off. Pino's
oh,
off.
No.
Where's Meyer? Surely he's going to have him.
Gonna lose a lot of time. Oh, my, here comes Meyer. Straight up Dingledale section.
Yeah, they're right together now. So we've got some action here, ladies and gentlemen.
What we want.
So Sculpina will be battling with overheated tyres, I would imagine. Perhaps they're cooled down by now.
Yeah, the funny thing with this tyre, Jason, is even though you spin out like that, they increase in temperature, but they're actually still very usable.
Okay.
They don't spin you, throw you out like the softs. I think these two drivers are a very similar pace as well.
Things are hotting up in Division 3. Heenop now is only 3.5 seconds behind race leader Osman Feli. So
oh wow, that must be a good race.
Looks like after the pit stops were concluded. The first of the Class B E30 M3s is in 11th position, Devon Lisha there, and then the second one's in 12th position with Peter Geldenes.
Sorry, excuse me, where's the first DTM car?
In 11th.
Wow. And there's still 18 remaining?
Yeah, yes. There's 18 drivers still in that race.
Wow.
Man, now just 6/10 of a second behind Pina. He's coming up with a bit of traffic in the form of Damien Manley.
The gap between the Haynes brothers still 3.6 seconds. It's going to be interesting. How's this traffic going to hold up? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a circuit like this, if you don't want to lose time, but you need to get out the way, it's very difficult.
Man, he does a great job there.
That's a great place to pull over.
Cheeky little look up the inside from Mayer. Try and settle Pino now. So we'll just stay right with him now. Pino much stronger through that last corner. Mayer just is a bit better in the braking. And gap just not half a second. And this is the time in the race where the drivers start getting tired, losing a bit of concentration. Just winning themselves to the end. Oh, big mind from Mayer. Hangs on to it.
Fatigue definitely setting in. Pushing too hard and mistakes occur.
Oh, another mistake again, running wide. Pino cutting the
Actually did
apex.
very well. Yeah.
Pino now starting to move away from Mayer, unfortunately for us. Walker and Botman having a cracker of a fight. Two swapped position around 2 times or 3 times the last lap. Mistake from Walker running wide. Botman's gonna have a run now. Surely the Porsches are gonna get their drive. No, not quite yet. Pulls out the slipstream, does Botman.
On the
Gonna
inside.
have the inside line. Oh, that's brave. And Walker maintains 11th for the moment. Botman wants through. Pino and Mayer right back together again.
Gap down to 1.1 seconds. Mayer wants past. He's looking at the laps remaining and thinking he needs to do this. Slight mid-corner correction there by Pino. But so far for the race, driver for the race for me is Skulk Pino, because I think he worked his way right up and he's been very consistent holding this 4th position.
agree with you. Yeah, this Quake Larson's also right up there for me as well. It's very consistent.
Oh yes, yeah, he's got it in the bag for sure.
And he's done his pit stop and he's come out still 48 seconds ahead of second place man Timothy Haynes.
So he pulled the RPM sim racing pit strategy.
There we go. I pulled an Absma. Excuse me, leaving the pit stop right towards the end. Race winning strategy that was. The cracking race in Division 3. It's a handful of laps remaining, and it is Heenop just 0.3 of a second behind race leader Valley. Oh, and Mary up the inside. Very aggressive.
As well on the brakes to keep it together. We have 4 laps remaining. Someone's gone off.
So the Robert Walker was under Klingen.
Gap between 3rd and 4th between Haynes and Pinar is now 30 seconds.
Pinar now coming up to a bit of traffic as well. So it should. Oh, Botma. Ahead of him, but a lap down. Moves aside nicely. Can do the same for Mayer, which he does do. Oh, that's pretty close.
Great stuff. Been great driving etiquette in terms of pulling over tonight.
Jacobs and De Wit together now for 7th position.
De Wit has had quite a bit of fun tonight with the amount of battles. Gap between 4th and 5th, still 1 second. So coming to the concluding laps of this race, I must say it has been quite entertaining.
Yeah, it has been some entertaining battles. Not as entertaining as Monday night's Division 1 race, but yeah, certainly there's some great racecraft, as you said, Mark. I mean, quite impressed with the Division 2 race.
That's what's shown. And that's what I always like to see.
Yeah, a lot of respect being shown, and that's great to see.
And it mostly shows that we're not just to stuff around.
No.
We
like to take things a bit more seriously over here.
We are to race.
It's a race.
Yeah. I'm just a little bit disappointed that Wesley Delport got involved in that incident, because it would have been great to see where he would have been on lap 58.
Yeah, I think he would have been up there with Claessens. I think we would have had a proper fight. Because he showed, I think, a superior pace in the until he actually went off. Not as consistent, but sort of outright pace was a bit superior to Quake Clarson's. But that's some racing for you sometimes. You can have all the pace in the world, and yeah, you can not finish the race, and it's all over.
Yep.
We've got a change in the lead in Division 3. Werner Heenop has gone to the front now, and Valley is still in second. Yeah, and Peter Benzel
made up a lot of time.
Podium positions for the moment.
Remember, at some part of the race, you said he was quite far behind.
Yes, yeah, I'm not quite sure if that was sort of an overlap in the pit stop phase or what was going on there. But I think Heenop was involved in a huge accident as well, which cost him quite a bit of time. So yeah, certainly to come back like that is quite a good performance. But Verlies fighting back. He's only 4/10 behind Heenop, and he's looking pretty quick at the moment.
As we start our second last lap, we're halfway through it, and the battle for fourth, the gap has now decreased to 0.6 seconds. The Mayor hasn't given up. He wants this. He wants fourth position.
Race to the Quake class is the start of the final lap of this race. Duggan's coming to the pits. We have
Duggan into the pits. No. Why so late? Maybe he didn't put enough fuel in.
Perhaps you're not meant to pit on the last lap either, so I think Raymond Duggan will be getting a penalty coming his way, unfortunately. So you're not allowed to pit on the formation lap, first lap, or the final lap of the race. Unfortunately, Duggan is doing just, unless this is his second stop. I think it's his second stop, isn't it?
I think this is his second stop. I'm sure he's coming.
Yeah, he has, so you won't get a penalty for that.
But I think he may have run out of fuel. I don't see any other reason why he would have come in.
Must have. Here's Quake Larson's on the final lap of this race. And he's got 4 corners remaining to take a victory here. And yeah, pretty lonely drive for Clarson's, just staying out of trouble. Let others falter around him. Clarson's will book his place in the Division 1 GT4 race, round 3. As being part of the top 3 from this race. So congratulations to Quake Clarson's and Synergy Spartan. Fantastic results. And then we've got Daniel Haynes in second, ahead of Timothy Haynes. Had Timothy ahead of Daniel in my mind. Perhaps I was wrong. Let's set a position change. Daniel Haynes looking very comfortable to take second position now. And Timothy Haynes will complete top 3. He's got a bent wing, has Timothy Haynes, so perhaps that's why he finds himself behind Daniel.
I think he had an off moment there.
Oh, got someone. That's one of the Black Widow Maseratis.
Right there by Pino. 4/10.
So, man, I'm trying to force Pino into an error. I don't think it's going to come.
One more corner to go, and he's got 4th position. Hard work paid off. Very well.
Pino will, yeah, secure 4th position. Mayer will get 5th. Top 5 for Mayer. Great results. And Jacobs will complete, finish in 6th position for MT Racing. Hugo de Wit is finished already in 7th. Paul in 8th. Boyce in 9th. Duggan 10th. Botma 11th. Walker 12th. Manny 13th. And Zander Klingen completes top 14.
De Wit, I'm sure, quite happy getting a position from Duggan, who had to fall back after that pit stop.
Imagine so. Yeah. Well, thank you, Mark, very much. That concludes the Division 2 race, round 2 of the South African simGT4 series. And until Monday evening for the Division 1 South African simGP series race in Silverstone, all the best until then. Goodbye.
Bye.